Good morning everyone. Today's class for 6th standard, subject English Literature, lesson number 1, The Shell Falls Apart, was written by the author Chinua Achebe. Let us first have an introduction of the author. Chinua Achebe was born on 16th November 1930 and died on 21st March 2013. He was a Nigerian novelist, poet, professor and critic. His first novel, Things Fall Apart, in 1958, often considered his best, is the most widely read book in modern African literature. The story's main theme concerns pre- and post-colonial life in the late 19th century Nigeria. This lesson, it is an excerpt from the novel Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. It opens with a description of a typical evening scene in Okonkwo's compound. The day work is done and his wife Equifi is sharing songs and stories with the children. She narrates to her daughter Ezinma the delightful legend of the story Tortoise and the Birds, and we can only hope that such folk stories will be preserved and will not be forgotten as the Igbo villagers gradually become a part of a new and a different world. Scene: the night was impenetrably dark. The moon had been rising later and later every night until now it was seen only at dawn, and whenever the moon rose at cockcrow, the nights were black as black charcoal. Ezinma and her mother sat on a mat on the floor after their supper of yam fufu and bitter leaf soup. A palm oil lamp gave out yellowish light. Without it, it would have been impossible to eat. One could not have known where one's mouth was in the darkness of the night. There was an oil lamp in all the 4 huts of Okonkwo's compound, and each hut, seen from the others, looked like a soft eye of yellow half-light set in the solid massiveness of night. The world was silent except from the shrill cry of insects which was a part of that night, and the sound of wooden mortar and pestle as Noenki pounded her fufu. Noenki lived 4 compounds away and she was notorious for her late cooking. Every woman in the neighborhood knew the sound of Noenki's mortar and pestle. It was also a part of that night. Okonkwo had eaten and was now reclining with his back against with the wall. Low voices broken now and again by singing reached Okonkwo from the huts as women and children told folk stories. Equifi and her daughters Ezinma sat on a mat on the floor. It was Equifi's turn to tell a story. Once upon a time, she began, all the birds were invited to a feast in the sky. They were very happy and began to prepare themselves for the great day. They painted their bodies and red calm oats and drew beautiful patterns on them with wool. Tortoise saw all these preparations and soon discovered what it all meant. Nothing that happened in the world of the animals ever escaped his notice. He was full of cunning. As soon as he heard of the great feast in the sky, his throat began to itch at the very thought. There was a famine in those days, and Tortoise had not eaten a good meal for 2 moons. His body rattled like a piece of a dry stick in his empty shell. So he began to plan how he would go to the sky. But he had no wings, said Ezinma. Be patient, replied her mother. That is the story. Tortoise had no wings, but he went to the birds and asked to be allowed to go with them. We know you too well, said the birds when they had heard him. You are full of cunning and you are ungrateful. If we allow you to come with us, you will soon begin your mischief. You do not know me, said Tortoise. I am a changed man. I have learned that a man who makes trouble for others is also making it for himself. Tortoise had a sweet tongue, and within a short time all the birds agreed that he was a changed man, and they each gave him a feather with which he made 2 wings. At last the great day came, and the tortoise was the first to arrive at the meeting place. When all the birds had gathered together, they set off in a body. Tortoise was very happy and voluble as he flew among the birds, and he was soon chosen as the man to speak for the party because he was a great orator. "There is one important thing which we must not forget," he said as they flew on their way. "When people are invited to a great feast like this, they take new name for the occasion. Our host in the sky will expect us to honor this age-old custom." None of the birds had heard of this custom, but they knew that Tortoise was a widely travelled man who knew the custom of different peoples, and so they each took a new name. When they had all taken, Tortoise also took one. He was to be called All of You. At last the party arrived in the sky, and their hosts were very happy to see them. Tortoise stood up in his many-coloured plumage and thanked them for their invitation. His speech was so eloquent that all the birds were glad they had brought him and nodded their heads in approval of all he said. Their host took him as the king of the birds, especially as he looked somewhat different from the others. After kola nuts had been presented and eaten, the people of the sky set before their guests the most delectable dishes Tortoise had ever seen or dreamed of. The soup was brought out hot from the fire and in the very pot in which it had been cooked. It was full of meat and fish. Tortoise began to sniff aloud. There was pounded yam and yam pottage, cooked with palm oil and fresh fish. There were also pots of palm wine. When everything had been set before the guests, one of the people of the sky came forward and tasted a little from each pot. He then invited the birds to eat. But Tortoise jumped to his feet and asked, "For whom have you prepared this feast?" "For all of you," replied the man. Tortoise turned to the birds and said, "You remember that my name is All of You. The custom here is to serve the spokesman first and others later. They will serve you when I have eaten." He began to eat, and the birds grumbled angrily. The people of the sky thought it must be their culture or custom to leave all the food for their king, and so Tortoise ate the best part of the food and then drank 2 pots of palm wine, so that he was full of food and drink, and his body filled out in his shell. The birds gathered round to eat what was left and to peck at the bones he had thrown all about the floor. Some of them were too angry to eat. They chose to fly home on an empty stomach. But before they left, each took back the feather he had lent to the tortoise, and there he stood in his hard shell, full of food and wine, but without any wings to fly home. He asked the birds to take a message for his wife, but they all refused. In the end, Parrot, who had felt angrier than the others, suddenly changed his mind and agreed to take the message. "Tell my wife," said Tortoise, "to bring out all the soft things in my home and cover the compound with them, so that I can jump down from the sky without very great danger." Parrot promised to deliver the message and then flew away. But when he reached Tortoise's house, he told his wife to bring out all the hard things in the house. And so she brought out her husband's hoes, machetes, spears, guns, and even his cannon. Tortoise looked down from the sky and saw his wife bringing things out, but it was too far to see what they were. When all seemed ready, he let himself go. He fell and fell and fell until he began to fear that he would never stop falling, and then, like the sound of his cannon, he crashed on the compound. "Did he die?" asked Azinma. "No," replied Equify. "His shell broke into pieces, but there was a great medicine man in the neighborhood. Tortoise's wife sent for him, and he gathered all the bits of shell and stuck them together. That is why tortoise shell is not smooth." This is the end of the story, and the moral of the lesson is, a man who makes trouble for others is also making it for himself. So children, don't trouble others. If you trouble others, then you will be in a trap. Thank you. Now it is the time for assignment.